Transformers 96 here with another video review. This time we have a Lego movie set review, and this is the double-decker couch set. So yeah, so overall this was a set that I was really looking forward to when I saw the product images because it just had so many great characters, and the couch, you know, was a fun little thing to have as well, and goes along quite nicely with the figures. So this was a set that I was very excited to find. I found it. It's $15. Picked it up, and overall I'm very happy. It's the first Lego movie thing that I've bought in quite a long time. So yeah, so now before we go into the actual you know, kind of build of the set, let's go over the figures first. Alright, so here are the minifigures of this set. As you can see, you do get 5 of them, all of them being main characters, which is really cool. This is just, a lot of times to get a bunch of the main characters and fan favorites, you're going to have to buy, you know, a larger sets that come with a lot of figures and stuff. So it is really nice to get a really cheap set that includes 5 really big characters, which is quite awesome. To the left there you have the Ghost Vitruvius. That's the only one that's not like a classic version of their character. Because of course this is just after he dies. It's a nice one to get. I'm not sure if that's exclusive to this set. I'm inclined to think it is, but I'm not sure. The Ghost Vitruvius might come with some other set, but as far as I know, it doesn't. But I think that it might come with a different set. Overall, it is quite nice. You know, fairly plain with the whole ghost. What's it called? Kind of ghost drape on top of it. The cape is really cool. On the back of the cape, it's very flat blue, but on the front of the cape, it's a flat blue with a bunch of silver, just like specks all over it. It gives it a nice shine, and it's definitely quite eye-catching. As well as you do get his staff. His staff looks very nice. Of course, in the movie, I believe it was like made out of a straw, and it was kind of bent, so this one doesn't perfectly represent the staff from the movie, from what I remember. But overall, still does look very nice. You get Lord Business and a happier version of Lord Business, not like as an evil guy, more like how he was at the very end of the movie. We get Emmet, which is quite nice. And what's nice is I really didn't have a lot of these characters. I didn't have a Vitruvius, didn't have Benny or Unikitty, and the Emmet that I had only had a hard hat helmet on and didn't come with a regular plain old hair sculpt, so it's nice to get that. I had an Angry Lord Business, but now you get a nice one. And then to the left of to the right of Emmet, we have Benny, and Benny is my favorite character from the movie. Like, Benny is a figure or a little Lego that I've wanted forever, but the only 2 sets that you could get him in were the most expensive sets. They were either Benny's spaceship or the cow ship, or whatever that one's called. You know, one's $100, one's $250, and I really wasn't going to spend that just to really get Benny. So it is great to finally get Benny. I'm super happy with the figure, and definitely just the highlight of the pack for me personally. Then you get Unikitty, which is quite nice, and overall she does look cool. It is a sitting version of Unikitty. I think this is the first version of the Unikitty that is sitting, and does look quite nice. Aside from Vitruvius, they all have movable heads, so let's change their expressions. Alright, so there they all are with their alternate heads. Of course, with Lord Business, instead of a happy head, you get more of a confused, or maybe that Emmet's talking to him, you know, kind of turning him over to the good side type of look. You've got Emmet, which has a very sad look, which I do like. It's quite a unique face for Emmet, I think. Then we've got Benny with a really nice, kind of like at the end of the movie, bittersweet, where he's, you know, he's got the sad eyes, but the smile, and I do like that a lot. And then you do have Unikitty that is just plain out kind of crying, because, you know, what is that place called? Like Wacky Fun Land, or whatever she comes from. That place was destroyed, so that's more of a head from that. The Unikitty, she does have a 1x3 white Lego piece that goes under her mouth, and kind of just here, it's this little white piece at the end there. It's a little hard to take off of this one, so I just didn't, and that's why it's not represented there. But overall, I do like the faces a lot. Benny's, I think, are perfect. I do like Emmet's and Lord Business a lot. The Unikitty, the faces, I don't love her faces so much, both of them. I mean, I like the crying one a lot, but then the other one is more of a confused look, which I think just kind of looks a little odd. There's no, like, happy face that I can get for her, considering they all have a very happy face and then a more sad one. I understand the Unikitty's sad face, but I would have liked a happy one to go along with that. But that's alright. Possibly they were thinking that a lot of people have a happy Unikitty kitty, so they wanted to give you different options. I'm not quite sure, but overall, really do love the figures of the set. I would recommend buying this set just for the figures, because it's $15 for these 5 figures is really, you know, a pretty decent deal, and then you get some other builds with them too. So I really love the price of this set for the figures that you get. But now let's go over the actual builds. Alright, before we go into the builds, I forgot to mention this. There is a feature with the Ghost Vitruvius, and that's when you shut off the lights, he does glow in the dark, which is quite neat. And, oh, there we go. Okay, I thought it wasn't going to show up on camera. You can see it. As you can see, it glows quite bright. I have to say, it really works just absolutely excellently. I really see no problem in its in the way it works. It's perfect and it's very bright. You can see it, and it's quite nice. I don't think this is something that's accurate to the movie, but it's just a nice little feature that they did add to this set. Alright, first up we have Emmet's car. This was a really nice, neat idea for them to do. It's obviously something that isn't seen in the movie for very long. He's just driving to work, you know, and then he turns his radio on, and the awesome song is on, so he turns it up, and then we get kind of like a bit of a montage of that song, and he's at work already. So we don't see him in the car for too much, because I don't think it appears again. It might, but I don't think it does. But overall, this is a really nice little design. I like it a lot. It's very small, but it does look really cool. You've got like a little trunk area, which the back of the box tells you is for his little helmet there, which I think is quite neat. Very nice. I do like it just a lot. And then the doors are do open. They are functional, which is really cool. Then when you open the top there to take your figure out, you do have a radio, which I like a lot. I like that you can see it there. This is my second Emmet, the one with the helmet with the hair on it, so you won't get this this helmet with it, but this is how he looks in the car. Overall, I really like this little thing a lot. It's very small, but it's a really nice representation of something that you wouldn't expect to get from the movie, but something that's pretty neat, I have to say. Really do like it a lot. So now let's go on to the double-decker couch. Alright, so the iconic double-decker couch, really love this this type of accessory to get in this set, considering, you know, this double-decker couch was bought up multiple times in the movie and seen multiple times in the movie. Overall, very neat. I like it a lot. The whole gag in the movie about it was pretty funny, and overall, just I like the build a lot. It's quite nice. Pretty simple. You got two ladders that are on a hinge, so they can hinge out. The armrests are all on hinges as well. And then, I believe, yeah, well, because it's attached, you really can't lower this, but this is on a hinge as well as the bottom one, too. But because they're attached, you really can't move it. But overall, there's a lot of little articulation on it. Just moving it all back together. I like the fact that you do have all the cups on there as well to hold your cups, and they are all removable, of course, because it's Lego and they do spin. Obviously, you get two sets of pegs on each floor of the couch, which is quite nice. You can fit you know, pretty decent amount. I'd say 3 figures on each couch. Works, and they do look quite nice. Really, you know, there's not a whole lot that you can do with this other than display it, and I prefer the items that you can display because I really do like that. Overall, it's a nice little build, and I have to say I do like it. So overall, I would consider this an excellent set with 2 really fun little builds that are just kind of neat little items to put on the shelf and just look pretty cool. But then the main attraction, in my opinion, is all of the minifigures. I love every single one that you get in this set, especially Benny. I'm a big Benny fan, so happy to finally get him. I don't know if I've mentioned that, but overall, I really do love all the figures for this set. It's a great set to get for basically anyone, unless you have like some of the bigger sets where you have most of these characters already, or you have the sea cow, so you already have the couch. You know, there's a lot of things that if you have a bunch of the other sets and you have most of these figures, then this is not a good set for you. But if you really, you know, don't collect the Lego Movie too much, or you're like me and the sets that you buy are more that have the micromanagers and some of the medium or smaller sets like that, then this is a perfect one to get because it really does have a variety of different different characters and main characters too, which is just great. So overall, would highly recommend it to anyone. Thanks so much for watching.